they have to solve all the problem as alone, so that we go for to solve a problem. The structure programming technique, it provides a way to break a long and continuous program into a series of individual modules that are related to each other in specified manner. Okay, so module, it is helping you to break your program or divide your program into a smaller part. So that is called as your modules. Individual modules that are related to each other in a specified manner. Module can be integrated through the main program. So in the main program, you can call the module. So when you divide a block, then it is called in a main module. If you see here, so these are, it is called as the main program. So these are the module 1, module 2, module 3 is the sub part of this word, of this main program. If you compare, it is like your home. It is your own home. In your home, these 3 is called as a bedroom. Okay, one is your father, mother, and one is yours, and another is your brother. So, but all these 3 room is integrated in the main block. So this total area is called as your home. This smaller block is called as your room. This room are present in your house. So that these room are what? Private to all. Okay, so that we have some kind of study room. We have like kitchen room. Okay, so all are separated so that we do the specific work on the specific location. So when you perform any task on any module, okay, so it is, you have to do your work on your part and it is called in the main module. Okay, got it? Sri,
Yes, hello.
you got it, this one? Are you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yes. While dividing a complex program into modules, you can declare the variable within the begin and end block of the main program in the module. So the block in which the variable are declared is the called as scope of a variable. Okay, means where you have to define a variable. Suppose uh, when you are working or you are performing any kind of task that is given in a school and college, so that study material or the notes are present in your study room. So that is private to you. But the refrigerator, washing machine that you have, it is not separated. So that commonly you have one refrigerator, one kitchen room where all are dependent. So in your home, that kitchen room is called as the public, and your room and your books, your what dress, that is private to you. The similar way, the in a program, when you divide a program and when you define a variable, the where you define a variable depends on that. The variable is of two types. One is local variable, another is global variable. Local variable means the variable is defined inside a begin and end block is called as a local variable. And the variable that is defined outside of the begin and end block is called as the global variable. Just like I'm giving an example, what is global and local. So if you, in the text pad, was begin, end. Earlier, what happened in the begin and end block, we define the variable that is numeric num1. So this variable that here we define, it is called as the local variable. It is
Okay.
local variable. And the variable that you have defined outside of the begin and end block, numeric num2 is called as your global variable. So it is called as the global variable. It is called as a local variable. Local variable is restricted within the begin and end block. So you cannot perform or you cannot access that value outside of the begin and end block. So it is called as the local variable. Global variable means the variable that you can use anywhere. Okay, some kind of like public property is there so that every person can use it, and some kind of private property like your car and your vehicles, that belongs to you, so nobody can use it. So when you hire any kind of cab, so that is a public property, means you can use it. If any other person is hiring, that person can use it. So that is called as the what, your uh, public property. So that is called as the global, and which are belongs to us, so that is called as the local variable. Got it? What is global and local?
Yes.
Okay. So depending on the place where the variable are declared, the variable have the following type of scope. One is global scope, another is local scope. The variable that can be used anywhere in the pseudocode have the global scope. Anywhere if you define, that is called as the global scope and are called as the global variable. The global variable are declared outside of a module or the begin and end block of the main module. Global variable are declared outside a module or begin and end block of the main pseudocode. Like if you see that in the picture, you have numeric number 1, number 2 and end sum. So here number 1, number 2, end sum is called as the global variable because it is defined outside of your begin and end block. And if you check here in the module sum, we're defining some variable end sum. So these are all variable that is defined outside of your begin and end block is called as the your global variable. Understood this one?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So,
Next, variable that are declared inside the begin and end block in a main program or function or pseudocode have the local scope and are called as the local or internal variable. Local variable are created when the statement which is declaring and the internal variable in the begin and end block. Okay, so local variable is defined inside a function, inside a procedure, or inside the begin and end block. And that variable is only limited or it only be accessed within that block, like the utensil that you have in your home or in your kitchen room, so that you can use it and your family member can use it, so other person cannot use it. Okay, so when we are going to a cafeteria and we are going to a what like any restaurant, so where the plates that we're using, so that is a public. Okay, so that at that timing we're using it, so when we left the restaurant or hotel, other person are using the same utensils. Okay, so that is called as what anybody can use it, but the plates, the bowls that you are having in your home, so that is only limited to your family member also. So that is what, that is private to you. Local variable is like that. When you define any kind of variable within the begin and end block, that scope is only limited within that particular block. So are created when the statement which are declaring the internal variable in the begin and end block is executed. It go out of scope when the control transfer to a statement outside in the begin and end block. So if you check here, in the begin and end block, in this block, the numeric end num1, end num2 that we are defining here, it is called as local variable. If that variable is defined outside of the block, is called as the local variable. Got it?
Yes, got it.
These modules are of two types. One is your procedure, another is function. Then what is the need for modules? Tell me.
So, what you need modules can be two types: procedures, functions.
Modules is used to breaking the complex program into smaller, okay, or simpler. Okay.
Okay.
So modules is of two types. One is your procedure, another is your function. So in the two way you can implement the modules. Then what is procedure? Procedure is a set of statements that perform specific tasks. Okay, the procedure is a set of statements that perform a specific task. The functionality of the procedure is termed as call return mechanism. See there, we're connecting with the Zoom, and in the Zoom you have the share screen option, then end of meeting option are there, recording option is there. So every options or every buttons are used for unique purposes. Procedure is like that. It contains the set of instruction, and every instruction is used for the specific purposes. The procedure is a set of instruction that perform a specific task. The functionality of the procedure is termed as a call return mechanism. Okay, so how the procedure means, why it is called as a call return mechanism? You have to pass some value to the procedure. The procedure is evaluated and it is giving you the output. Okay, it's just like you are washing the clothes. When you wash the clothes, you are giving a input as a data clause. The data clause are processed and it is returning you. What it is returning you? It is returning you the clean clothes. So that is, washing machine is also working as a call return mechanism. Similar way, the procedure is also working as a call return mechanism, where you are giving some kind of what inputs, and that inputs are processed, then it is generating the output. The following steps are part of the call return mechanism. It is a procedure is called, a set of statements stored within the procedure are executed. The control is returned to a calling code. Okay, so first you have to call the procedure, then the set of instruction that is written in the procedure is executed, then the control is back to your calling code. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Then for defining the procedure, first you define, remember it, procedure, then procedure name. For defining the procedure in a program, by defining your procedure, then procedure name. So here we are given an example for defining procedure. Procedure keywords are used. Then the procedure name is test procedure. The procedure name is test procedure that we are used. The procedure, test procedure, then begin and end block we are using here. Okay, so now how to call a procedure? For calling a procedure, call keyword is used. Call procedure. Okay. Now we have we are going to solve some kind of problem, simple problem, that how you have to call the procedure. First, I open a text pad. Simple thing I have to perform, that I have to do the addition and subtraction through the procedure. The first, I give a procedure name. Procedure add. Numeric. That is asking you a simple program I have to perform in this one procedure, then another procedure I have defined here. Then it is performing for subtraction. Okay, now we call the procedure in the main block. Now I start my main block here. There is a main block, begin and end. Then for calling a procedure, first I write here call, add, then call, subtract. Okay, so here we're defining two procedures, call add procedure and call subtract procedure. Clear?
That's clear.
So this is a two procedure. Okay, the procedure is divide the work. So I am giving one code for addition and one code for subtraction. Then here I am calling the procedure call add. So when I call add, then it is adding the two numbers. When I write call subtraction, then it is called the subtraction method. Okay, and here it is defined in this way: procedure, then procedure name, then it is having a particular block, then procedure subtraction, it is also having a particular block. Okay.
Okay.
The simple procedure definition. Okay, so now I'm giving you a task. Okay, so that is a task for you. You have to do it now. Uh, by using procedure.
Okay.
Accept, define, to procedure, first procedure is used. First procedure accept your name and age. Okay. So define two procedure. One procedure is for accepting the input. Second procedure is used to display your result. Okay.
I don't know what happened to me.
Now you have to share your screen and start.
Okay, sure.
Share your screen. Okay. Then open Wattpad. Have you opened Wattpad?
I'm not yet. Loading very slowly.
Okay, okay.
Can you hear?
It's not visible. You have to share entire screen. Share entire screen. Okay, it is now visible. Then for defining procedure, what to write?
Okay. So define procedure. I'm not sure.
What to write?
I'm not sure.
For defining a procedure, procedure keyword is used.
From
Procedure, then accept. Accept, accept. So I'm defining na. Okay, okay. Then next line, what to write? Don't write URV. URV is not required. Remove it. Okay, then what to write? What to write?
I'm not sure.
For starting any block in pseudocode, what to write?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Then for displaying anything, or it is asking you to get some input, what to write? First you define what? I'm giving a text. First you have to define. Yes.
If it's a numeric or something else, I forgot the name.
Two things. You have to define two things. One is your name, another is age. For name, what to define? Which data type you have to use?
The other one besides numeric, I don't know what it's called.
For age, which data type you use?
Numeric.
Yes. And for your name is a what? Is a letter?
Oh, 1 second. I don't know what it's called.
Character.
Character, okay.
Yes. So first you write character, then name, then numeric, age.
So here. So name.
Character spelling is incorrect.
Like this?
Yes.
1 second. 1 second. Should go away. Oh, 1 second. So care.
It is correct. It is correct. Character name. No. After character, write name.
Okay, so name.
Okay. Then next, right? For storing is next line. In next line, you have to define. Good. Then for displaying or for asking the user to enter name, what to write? Yes. Good. Display enter name. Okay. But enter name is good. But enter name will represent in a quotation, na? Single quotation. Understand. Okay, great.
Like this?
Yes, good, very good. Next. Always writes in single quotation.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Yes.
My mom said that today class is only gonna go until 8:30.
Okay, you now go.
Sorry, what?
Write in the chat box what you want to say. The queen.
Okay.
Actually, my time is 10. So your time is 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You just complete it, then we go for it. Okay.
Okay.
You're comfortable?
Yeah, that's fine. Accept age. Done.
Uh,
Next.
then end.
And
Okay. Next, write begin and end block. It is a main block. Begin. And next line. Press enter. Okay. For calling procedure, which keyword is used?
procedure accept.
Uh, call. In between begin and end. In between begin and end. No. Lower part. Yes.
I'm just making it more distant. So
Call accept. Call. Right? Call accept. Right? Call. Okay. So it is over. So tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. In our time it is 9. Okay.
okay.
In Indian time 9 to 10:30. We'll go for class tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.